Hello. I am nobody important. I don't matter. I promise you. But I have seen something on my social media 3 times over the last 24 hours. And I swear something is like in the air. It needs to be talked about. So the first thing that I saw was yesterday, and it was a video that Tim Tebow did about when you have hope, it allows you to see through any situation and any negativity that you may face without hostility, because you know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And his video was about had religious connotation in it, which that aligns with my beliefs. But these other 2 things that I saw today, first one was a quote, and it said, "You become a more positive, peaceful, and harmonic person when you don't react to people that use you as a mirror for their own self-hate." And then a tweet that I saw said, "Good things happen when you distance yourself from negative people." So yesterday when I saw the Tim Tebow video, it inspired me, and I wrote this entire piece about my opinion. And you know what they say about opinions. But now, after seeing these other 2 pieces of content that are extremely relevant to what I wrote yesterday, I really want to talk about it. So I feel like people really misunderstand the word love. Self-love. Love from a horizontal perspective, not just like a vertical perspective. What it means to actively try to love in everything you do every single day. People that actively do that are so often misunderstood, me included. I mean, I'm a nut, 100%, but I've been described as too nice. I've had 4 people in the last 2 weeks alone come up to me and tell me, "Oh, you know, so-and-so has said not to trust you because you're too nice, right?" Okay. I guess I actually like understand that thought. Because people around you, all of us, every single day, we all have something to complain about, right? First world problems, most likely. But nevertheless, there's always something to complain about. Now, I mean, I can't speak to anyone else's struggles, about anyone else's journey, or to anyone else. I can only speak about myself. The video that Tim Tebow shared, he put it so perfectly. He said, when you know Jesus, at some point you win. You win. You come back in the game. So he basically said, dropping my rings. He basically said that when you go through trials and tribulations, when you know Jesus, it's easier to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's easier to maintain your positivity and light because Jesus is your hope. Now, not everybody believes the same thing, and that's fine, but the idea is still the same. And for me personally, Jesus is my truth, and by that example, or whatever it is, I'm striving to be a better person today and every day than I was yesterday. Every day, I try and wake up and be better than I was. Every single night, I go to bed and I write something out in my journal about something that I would like to improve on. And I walk in happy as a clam, super positive every single day. And And at least I try to. And with this new information that I found out over the last like couple weeks or so, clearly it's at least being conveyed, right? And nobody said that being a decent person and attempting to do the right thing was going to be easy. For example, you face adversity like this. You don't know, people don't know how to take you. It is the hardest way to live your life. Actively trying to love and be a decent person every single day. It is so hard. It is so much easier to lose your mind and be spiteful and vengeful than it is to just drop something and let it be and move on. Especially when you're overly analytic about everything, which I definitely am. But I've gotten myself to a place, I swear, through conditioning and just actively trying to work on it. And it is hard. It is so hard to let bygones be bygones. It is. But over the last year or so, especially for me, it's gotten so easy. It's not easy, but it's gotten so much easier because I'm actively working on it. And the more you practice anything, the better you're going to get, right? So if you're in a place in life where people are you're just hearing negativity associated with your name or your character, and your name is just being dragged through the mud for whatever reason, and you've truly done nothing to warrant that, I would say to love through it. Love them. Love yourself. And be grateful for that test, because that's what it is. It is a test. 100% a test. Now, also, it's okay to establish boundaries with these people. Like, you don't have to go be best friends with people that are, like, ripping your name through the mud for no reason, telling you you're too nice. That's, like, totally understandable. You don't want to run off and be best friends with these people. That's fine. Nobody's telling you to. But the way I see it, they run my name through the mud all you want to, but I will never retaliate the way that you are behaving towards me. I will never retaliate in a way that is going to take away my growth and my magic. The best advice that somebody had ever given me, she is the sweetest girl in the world, and she said, don't let anybody steal your magic. You have magic in your veins. And sounds mystical or whatever, but it really means, I believe to this day, that there are certain people out there that can identify a positive person, that can identify an empath, that just understand you. And she was definitely one of those people. And that's hard to find, especially for people that are so empathetic, because 9 times out of 10, if you are a true empath, you are so misunderstood. That is a 100% fact. You are so misunderstood because you normally pick up on people's vibes, and a lot of the time, like that one quote said, you are a mirror for people's self-hatred a lot of the time. Or people just might not like you, and they're allowed to not like you. That's fine. That, I think, is one of the biggest things that people need to realize, is that people are allowed not to like you. And that's okay. It is 100% okay. That's why there's chocolate and vanilla. That's why there's Reese's Cup and Oreos. Like, not everybody's going to like the same thing. And it's true with people, too. You're not always going to get along with everybody. And not everybody's going to get along with you. Fine. That's okay. But on either side, there should be no reason for disrespect, ever. Ever. There's no reason for it. And I know it hurts, especially if you're an empath. I feel everything so deeply. Like, I'll find out, like, I'll cry at a greeting card. Like, that's just how I am. I'm whatever. And so hearing what people say is, of course it's hurtful, because you're misunderstood a lot of the time. But it shouldn't be a situation where it starts to diminish who you are. Because that's never going to stop. That's never going to end. Someone is always going to misunderstand you. And it shouldn't take away your desire for growth and your desire to spread positivity and love and light and just be better. It's fine. Because guess what? Eventually they're going to see that that's you. No matter how long it takes. And even if they don't, okay, that's not on you. Keep praying for them. Keep wishing them well. If you're if you're like me and you, like, nothing that you think kind of remains private, and they're wearing something and you're like, oh girl, that's so cute, or your hair looks great today. And if they're like, oh, I don't know why she always does that, like, whatever. Who cares? Keep being you. Keep being you. You have to. You have to. Don't let someone's opinion of how you should act or who you should be influence who you are and but more importantly, who you want to be. Because we're not put on this earth to remain the same and stay stagnant. We're put on here to grow and to get better and become a better human every single day, right? You actively trying to better yourself and be a better person than you were yesterday doesn't make you fake. It doesn't make you fake. Nor does it mean that you're placing yourself on a pedestal. It means that you're acknowledging your flaws and actively attempting to chip away the rocks in your heart that may be responsible for hostility or insecurity or a bad temper or whatever the case may be. We all have our issues. But there's no shame or blame in self-improvement, especially when that self-improvement is not only just for yourself, but for the betterment of how you handle life in terms of your relationships, your hardships, the way you deal with drama, distress, disappointment, in a horizontal way, a horizontal perspective, you and others. So if you're misunderstood, thank God for it. Thank God for it. Thank the universe for it, whatever you have to do. Chances are that misunderstanding is only temporary anyway, and it's definitely going to happen again. Love your way through it. Because your ability to love in spite of everything, that's the magic within you. And it's hard, and you have to cultivate that. It is hard. But that, at the end of the day, is what people don't understand about you, is your ability to love and your ability to feel things. So just keep at it. And be thankful that you're misunderstood.